6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. What we do here is go back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another live chat with me and Jessi Davin. I'm Steven Jensen. That's Jessi Davin. Over that way. There we go. Welcome to another live chat. We're going to be doing predictions for AEW's Double or Nothing. It is this Saturday, May the 23rd, and I'm very much looking forward to it. We're going to be talking about that. We'll probably talk some AEW Dynamite. We're going to talk some Dark Side of the Ring. Obviously, big episode this past Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday with Owen Hart.
What? No, it was.
Wait, no, sorry, Tuesday.
Yeah.
The last dance, the Michael Jordan thing has been on Sunday. Where I got confused. I've been following a lot of these documentaries lately. So, anyways, before we get started on all that, how are you doing today, Jessi?
Doing great. A little tired, but that's okay. My daughter just got home from school, so she's sitting here watching her iPad. So yeah, we've been good. Good. Worried about all the talent that got injured last night, but that's okay, I guess. We'll find out. I hope they're all okay. I haven't heard any bad news, so I'm assuming no news is good news. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. My birthday is tomorrow, so...
Yes, it is. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I'll be turning 32 years old, which is very,
Ooh.
very weird.
I know, I'm 31, so we're the same age.
Yeah, I know, which is kind of crazy how, like, we
Yep.
wound up, like, meeting each other, like, just kind of through Twitter and, like...
Yeah.
Wound up being, like, the same age. We're in all the same, like, shows and YouTube channels. It, like, worked out perfect. It's crazy.
It did. I wonder if it's, like, our demographic.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you either get what we're talking about or have no idea.
Yeah.
So we'll see we'll see. It's getting weird, getting older, but luckily, mentally, I still feel about 16 or so. So like,
Me too.
feel about half my age still. Still, knock on wood. I think I've still got decent health and stuff, and
You're not even at the halfway point. You're good.
yeah, yeah, I get.
Yep. No.
But yeah, today all I really have planned is brother's gonna come over in a little bit. You might even hear him walking around at some point during the show, and we're gonna be doing some crock pot today.
Yes.
Yep. We're gonna do shredded chicken dip, basically. Chicken breast with buffalo sauce, and put it in the crock pot for a while, and yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah, good day. Can't really complain.
Yay! There was a hair floating in front of my face. I was like, it landed on my light. So
Nice.
yes.
Corey says happy birthday. Thank you.
Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I see a lot of new faces. I'm super excited. Happy early birthday, early birthday, Michael. You're so young. Oh my God. I remember being 20. Actually, I don't. But
thank you for the happy birthday, Michael. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, if you want, we're gonna be doing predictions. But if you'd like to get your prediction in, you can use the super chat feature. If you have any questions for us, if you want, your question to be like highlighted and discussed, then you can always give us a super chat. They're much appreciated, not obliged, but they do really help us out because we usually get demonetized because we use strong language. So that is a great way for us to kind of keep this going, keep us going. So yeah, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate, even if you can't do a super chat, we appreciate you chatting in the chat room for free. I love seeing so many different people, so many new people out there. As we're discussing things, sorry if we don't get to some of your things in there. We're trying to have a discussion, but the best way to get our attention is with that super chat. We'll stop what we're doing and we'll go boom right into what you're saying. So yeah, you can say hi.
For sure.
Scarlett wants to say hi.
Oh, let's get another Scarlet appearance early today.
We're in the pool.
We're not in the pool. We're in the football. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd I go?
Scarlet made Jess disappear.
Yeah. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hey.
No.
My hair looked like that earlier today. Put to one side.
Yeah.
Mr. Peepee.
Mr. Peepee. Oh my goodness.
He's Mr. Peepee.
No.
Mr.
Don't say that.
Mr. Fart.
No, not Mr. Fart.
Corey, there's no Wrestle Rumble entries for Double or Nothing. I think what you're asking about in the chat. And it isn't that we're not giving it away. There just is no contest for Double or Nothing. But they do have something coming up in a couple months that I can't talk about still, but they will be making a public announcement about soon. They're going to be doing a huge giveaway soon, and I know the prizes, and they are sick prizes, but there is no AEW Double or Nothing Wrestle Rumble pick'em, so I don't have anything to give away. Michael asks, who do you think is the mystery ninth entrant for the casino? We'll get into that, Michael. I don't want to. Never mind. But we will talk about that. We'll get to with the predictions for sure.
Yes, and we're gonna go through it all.
Yes, and if you want to add what Jessie saying about the super chats a minute ago, if you want to give your predictions through that too, we'll make sure to on the show get your picks out there as we're doing these predictions as well. And Corey, I know. Yeah, no worries. They anytime there's a Wrestle Rumble contest, I will have entries to give away for the show. So anytime there's something for me to give away, I will definitely give stuff away on here. And also Awkward Unicorn. I don't know if she's in here or not, but I was gonna give her that who was it? What was that autograph 8x10 I had?
Tessa?
Velvet Sky.
Oh, Velvet Sky.
I may not be able to get it to her because she's in South Africa, I believe, is where she is.
It's a long ways away.
Yes. There's a possibility I might not even be allowed to ship it to where she lives. I don't even know how that works right now.
Oh.
But anyway, I want to give her a shout out, Awkward Unicorn. She's a big fan of the show. She's in the chat pretty often. And follow her on, she has her own YouTube channel, so I want to give her a...
Yeah, the edits are so cute.
Yeah, she does a really good job with it. So I think just search Awkward Unicorn on social media as well and everything. And wanted to give her kind of a shout out today, kind of in place of not knowing if that figure or not. But hopefully get you some extra followers on social media.
Yay.
So,
Aw.
yeah, you want to talk about the dark side first, though, and hard?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So my takeaway from that was I felt like doo-doo afterwards. Like, I was like, man, this is one of those things where I'm going to watch it like once and maybe watch it another time, but I'd have to be like really like in a good place mentally because it was just very sad. It honestly made me feel terrible for ever asking her to put Owen Hart in the WWE Hall of Fame. I feel like she gave more than enough reason for me to not want him to be in there or not at least force it. It's really sad all around, I feel. But just to see how his kids were still so hurt, as they would be, you know, from such a tragedy, and just to see the gross mismanagement. I mean, when she showed that little harness, that keychain, like I got chills, and, like
Yeah.
like, and the fact that, and someone shared a GIF of like Undertaker and Stone Cold, and she like showed their faces, and they were just like dazed, upset. I cannot believe that show went on, like, and with that bloody spot on the side of the ring. Corey, by the way, take care. I see that you're gonna go leave. I know you've been having a tough time, so I hope you feel better. Yeah, so take care and be well. I don't know, just this whole thing has kind of made me like want to tell people, like, be nice to people, and just like I almost feel guilty for watching WWE at this point. Like, ugh.
Yeah. The crazy thing would be to know like everything Vince knows about so much stuff too. Like there was earlier episodes of Dark Side where like for like the Jimmy Snuka episode, it's heavily implied that Vince McMahon basically like, and once again, this isn't like proven, it's just like heavily implied that Vince knew about Snuka murdering his wife and like played a big part in like making sure that he like just kind of pushed it all under the rug and everything. Like Vince has just been through so much shit with that company that I can't even imagine the things he knows about what's going on behind the scenes with all this stuff. I thought one of the things I thought was most interesting about watching that Owen Hart documentary is, you know, to be honest, I knew the majority of the information, like into it that they talked about, but what I thought was really important was Martha, not necessarily that the show continued, because like I agree it shouldn't have continued after he fell, but on top of that, like the police should have jumped in because it's like it's a crime.
It's a crime scene.
Yeah, like there's like, you know, you had an opportunity to like immediately investigate like why he fell, how far he fell. You have thousands of witnesses you can interview and like get information from people at different angles of what was going on, and like they should have stopped the show and done a full-on investigation, because I obviously what happened is like I still remember because it was the day after my birthday, May 23rd, 1999. I remember waking, like I used to, when I was a kid, I'd get waken up in the morning by the radio. Like my alarm clock was the radio. We're waking up to the news that Owen Hart had died the night before. And I was like, what the? That's like how like my day started. Like I'll never forget like rolling out of bed and like trying to like put that all together, because I didn't watch the pay-per-view because I was a kid and like couldn't.
Yeah, you can't afford that.
So
yeah.
So I didn't know about it until, you know, I heard about it on the radio in the morning. And it was such a big news story that like even all the kids in my school none of them were watching the pay-per-view either. They all knew about it at school and stuff. And it was like, and it's one of those things where like on top of the serious tragedy, the way the ball was just dropped. Like, not even, I mean, they said that Carabiner was to hold up to 6 pounds.
Right?
Like,
Or it was like to release on 6 pounds or something like that.
yeah, and he weighed like probably 230 or something. I mean, I don't know.
Disgusting.
But way more than 6 pounds.
Yeah.
And, but even like on top of like the negligence there, that negligence, just the thought when you really think about it of like, someone died in front of all those people, and then they just fucking just like scooped him off the, like they said in the documentary, they just like scooped him off the mat and just like went on with the rest of the show. And it's like, you really think about that, it's like disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I get the show must go on mentality, but in a circumstance like that, I don't know, man.
No,
I
no,
don't think,
yeah,
like, I mean, to see Jerry Lawler's face when he got back, and just the whole Kevin Dunn thing, where he's like, "Do we have any updates? He's dead, and we're live in 10." Like, how disconnected from reality can you be? I get you're trying to run a pay-per-view, but someone literally just died, and
yeah,
like, clearly all the talent was in shock. They need time to grieve, to process something like that. I don't understand. I don't understand. And the fact that, what did Vince, my husband was asking because I was telling him about it, what did Vince McMahon counter sue for? I couldn't remember.
I honestly can't remember either.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming it was like along the lines of like slander or like defamation or something.
Yeah, which is,
She was misrepresenting the company in the lawsuit or something like that. I would guess.
I mean, to do that to someone that just lost their husband, like, unexpectedly, like, I get that, like, injuries are part of the job. I get that there's a risk, but they brought back a character that, like, he hadn't done in years because he didn't have a place in the Attitude Era, and this was completely unnecessary. Like, you don't expect to pass away in the ring from an 80-foot fall. It was 80 feet, right?
I don't know how far he actually fell, but yeah, he was way the fuck up there. I think
Yeah.
during like 60 feet, but I can't remember what if there was like a,
I can't remember. I don't. But to that's not how one would expect to. That doesn't seem like that's part of the risk, and just and say what you want about Cornette. Say what you will. Believe what you want. To see him like almost cry, like that, like, ooh, I get chills just thinking about it. Just like that to me was like, just it really gave that such gravity. Ryan said at least 70 feet. Like, the fact that his last words were like, "Look out." And I don't know if those were his last words, because I mean, you never know, that could have been someone like in the crowd or what, but I'm not one to question that. Like, and it kind of goes along the lines of the Shad thing. His last act as a person on this earth was to save someone else.
yeah.
And it really shows you what great men these are. And it just kind of adds weight to this horrible tragedy that just makes you just feel like shit.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said. The Shad thing, obviously, we talked about that a little bit the other day, I think, but obviously, like, the actual news has come out that he was found and all that, and I mean,
Yeah.
there's really no words. I mean, other than he's, like you said, he's a very admirable person for doing what he did. Well,
And he stopped an armed robbery as well.
yeah, apparently just a great guy,
Yeah.
just overall. So that's a real bummer, and with the Owen Hart stuff, like, I'm with you too about, like, I after watching that, because here's the other thing, I think Martha came across great during that documentary.
Yes.
When going into it, I would honestly, like, this is a bit messed up probably to have this mindset, but for a long time, I held like a slight resentment towards her because I felt terrible for her. I've lost a parent. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
to be like Owen Hart's son, and like you lose your dad. So it's like I obviously was incredibly sympathetic to the situation. And Owen Hart was like, I loved Owen Hart as a wrestler and stuff. So like the whole situation sucked. But I can't remember where I was going with it now. Now I'm all getting all
You held a resentment towards her.
over it. I had a resentment towards her because it's like for the fans to get him in the Hall of Fame it would have felt like such a big deal because it's like you're finally recognizing the guy and like you can, not that they need to make the money off of it, but like you can like sell like Owen Hart shirts and like get like all this whole generation of people who never got to see him wrestle live but have always like heard about Owen Hart but haven't seen it or really know about it. Give them all a great opportunity to revisit Owen Hart, and I think it's a great thing. But after seeing the documentary last night, I'm 1,000,000% on her side.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree.
Like if he never goes in the WWE Hall of Fame, I won't be mad about it.
I'll be mad.
And I think she's bitter, but I think she has every reason in the world to be bitter.
Right. Right.
So my opinion of her has changed quite a bit. Like I said, I never disliked her, but I didn't know enough about her because she hadn't talked about the situation all these years publicly. So I just assumed that she was just like this mean old woman who just didn't want anything to do with wrestling, and she was keeping Owen's work from the rest of us. In reality, it's like, no, to them, Owen Hart was way more than just a professional wrestler. Like he was a guy trying to make enough money to get out of the business.
Yeah.
He was, they viewed him as a father and as a human being, and wrestling was just a small part of what he did to them. So to them, it isn't that big of a deal that he would never be in the WWE Hall of Fame. They're more concerned about who he was as a human being, and I respect the hell out of that. I can't at all.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I like I said, now I feel bad for having thought that, but I feel like I'm glad she finally got to say her piece. I'm really glad. I hope that it really does help her not let go, because she'll never be able to let go of that, but I hope that it gives her some sort of closure on the fan side, if that makes any sense. Not closure as in, oh, this is going to solve everything, but just to give us a reason. It was kind of like a really long way to tell us, please shut up.
Well, I'm glad that they like talked about it as like detailed and showed the carabiner, because that was a big deal too, to show as proof of like, this is the thing that was holding him. And it's like, okay, that's not fucking Owen Hart's fault, because all these years there's been these stories about like maybe Owen like wanted a different rig, or he used one of two rigs off of it faster or whatever. No, the WWE straight up fucked up, hired the wrong fucking people, and they gave him this fucking piece of shit carabiner that could not hold him. It's their fucking fault. It is not on anybody else. And now I know that for sure,
I know, it's like, and they said that they wanted the screw release, but it was too big and too bulky. Like, okay, no one actually believes this man is flying down to the ring. Like, we all know that he's rigged. You can see the wire. It was completely unnecessary to have a smaller rig, especially that high up in the air,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think they did a great job. I think they did a great job on that documentary. That's what I mean, not the riggers.
Right, but, they did a terrible job. And that's what I think that was a big thing with Martha too, was like she wanted accountability of like, who fucked up here, because someone needs to get punished over this happening to my husband.
Yeah.
But this is a good segue actually, because this all happened on May 23rd, 1999. Mm-hmm. This Saturday is May 23rd, 2020, and we have
AEW Dynamite, or not Dynamite, Double or Nothing.
So, we should just do predictions for that. I think pretty good on the Owen Hart stuff.
Yeah, just we made us feel terrible, and my sympathies go to his kids and his wife, and I really hope that it gave her closure. So we can close that and kind of go into Double or Nothing.
Yes. So this is a show that I am very much looking forward to.
Yes, me too.
Um, do you want to just kind of go match by match here and just go right through the card?
Yeah, let's do that. Is
So,
Cody and Lance the main event? I guess it should be.
I don't know if it actually will be or not. I don't know if this is necessarily the match order, but because there's no AEW.
There is a pre-show.
John Moxley and Brody Lee. Yeah, that should
Oh yeah.
be the main event. But maybe because Mike Tyson being a part of this,
That's right.
capitalize on that too. Maybe in the main event. I wouldn't be against this being the main event, but it is kind of weird to position it above the world title. But
It is. I feel like that's something that a lot of people give WWE criticism for. I don't know. We don't know.
yeah, it's weird because like New Japan, like Tetsuya Naito is both the IC and
That's true.
like John Cena. Seth Rollins did that a handful of years back, and so it's weird. It's weird when they put both those belts on the same level though, because it's like I want the World Championship to be like there has to be a main title, like or that's how I feel at least. Like there should be like that top championship belt that everyone's trying to get, and it's okay that there's like lower ranked titles because that's how you
Work your way up.
to get pushed up. But yeah, as far as the show goes, let's see. This one says it's got a P next to it, so I'm guessing this is the pre-show.
Yeah.
We got
That's what it
Private
says.
Party taking on Best Friends.
That could be a banger. That could be really good.
Yeah, what do you think about this one? Who do you think's gonna win?
I want Private Party to win, but I think Best Friends are gonna win. I think they're gonna win because they're kind of alongside of Orange Cassidy, and I feel like last night's match was really, really good with Orange Cassidy, and I feel like they're kind of realizing that. So I think it's going to set up some sort of dynamic with them. However, I would really like to see Private Party win because I like to see them on TV more.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Both good teams. Like I'd personally like to see Best Friends win, but I'm the opposite where I think Private Party will win because
Really?
especially with being the Elite, it seems like they have this weird thing going on with Hangman. So like I feel like if Private Party gets a couple big wins, we could see Private Party versus Kenny and Hangman. But I'd rather see Best Friends because I'm actually just personally I'm a bigger fan of Chuck Taylor and Trent.
Trent's hilarious.
Oh yeah, both those guys are.
Yeah, Chuck Taylor's hilarious too. They're funny as hell. I like them. They're people I would hang out with for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chuck Taylor, what I like about him too is like he's kind of this like goofy comedy type wrestler a lot of the time, but his finisher, the Awful Waffle, which is it's a hilarious name. It's a spinoff of Salute Your Shorts from back in the day.
Yes.
That show. But it's amazing because like it's got this goofy name, kind of this goofy character. He's always got kind of this like goofy haircut. He's not really in shape, He's called Chuck Taylor, Everything about him is a little bit goofy, but the finisher looks like it would murder you. That fucking awful he does looks like it would murder you. So he's got an amazing finishing move.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, he's great. So anyway, I don't know. I hope Best Friends win, but my prediction is going to be Private Party.
Interesting.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy had a good match last night, like you said. I can't remember who he wrestled, but I remember being...
Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, that's right. And then
The dive.
Fabian came out with the ladder and stuff. That's right.
Yeah, he came out with the ladder, and then no one was catching people on their dives, and Ray Phoenix almost legitimately came within a fraction of a second from landing on his head. I was freaking out because I was like, you need to rotate. He got up in the air, and I think here's what my gymnastics analysis is on what happened. He's on the top rope, right? I need to watch it again because I forgot to retweet that. Dang it. I just retweeted our thingy. I need to watch this again because my heart freaking stopped because as a gymnast and a former diver, here.
I'm sure I can find it on here too.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it right now. It's a GIF. I have it on my. Yeah, let me watch it again.
You've got it on your Twitter?
Yeah. So what happened was he didn't get his arms up all the way, but he had more spring than he expected because usually when you want to go up and get more air, what you do is on your jump, you put your hands up like really high because it kind of trajects you up, but he didn't. He only stopped his arms right here. And so when he got that high, he was kind of unexpected. Oh yeah.
I thought you read.
Collar was applied to that tweet.
Yeah, I saw that. It was funny.
It was so
For the Phoenix dive
it's in there. It's a GIF.
it's on your page. Did I miss it?
Yeah. Yeah. There. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Alright, so I didn't go far
Going.
enough.
It's not too there.
Oh,
It
here we
is,
go.
right
Here we
there.
go.
Yeah. So see how he has his hands really, really low? That's a sign that right there. That's a sign that you're not going to get that much height. There's feedback on the audio.
I just hit a button. Hopefully,
Okay.
it fixed that. Thanks for letting us know. By the way,
Yes, thank you. Yes, because we have no idea. We're just talking. Unless you can hear my child's iPad, which you may be able to hear. If that's what it is, let me know. But yeah, right there, he does not get his arms up, so his rotation is going to immediately be under. So that's why when he flips and he's like right there, he's like, whoa, he doesn't think that he's going to be able to get that rotation. He's like that. Oh my God. Like, just as a gymnast, that freaks me out because he basically was going to belly flop. And he, at the last second, decided to go through with it. Right there. He's like, well, I might as well do it. And Kip Sabian, you freaking weenie. What the heck? Look at Kip Sabian. What? Where are you going, bro?
I mean,
He under-rotated.
to be fair though, like he clearly under jumped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were all standing where he was supposed to land.
And at the last second, Kip kind of jumps in.
But I mean there was enough people there that you figured somebody would have caught him better out of all those
Yeah.
people. But like I get it too. Like they're in position. It's just it's hard to know he's not going to make it until the very end because he tries to flip right at the end.
Right at the end. Like I said, I don't think he was going to go through with it. Right there. And then he's like, whatever. And tucks his head in. Boom. All right. Like, oh my God, my heart stopped. I hope he's okay. And then is Britt Baker concussed? Do we know?
Do you have anything of that? I know what you're talking about, but I can put it on.
Let me look at. No, I missed it. I was on my I was checking my Twitter.
That's fine.
But yeah. So anyway.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think I can find it on Twitter pretty quick. Actually, I think I saw it earlier. Nyla Rose. Here we go. Here it is. So it should hopefully replay. Here we go.
Yeah, it's only 9 seconds. Ooh.
So I don't know really who to blame here. It's a collective screw up from I think all three of the women, but I gotta mainly put that on Statlander and
Yeah.
Sheeta. Like, I mean, I guess Nala could have done better about like trying to not kick her in the face on the way down, but there's nothing she could have done about landing on her leg like that.
Yeah.
That's where I think the real like injury is gonna be. I mean, she got hit in the face with her foot, but Nyla's whole weight went on Britt's knee on the way down.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. Because she didn't get back in the match after that.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to find out her leg is messed up. And
because I mean, when you have two people throwing a woman who is obviously, a bit larger than Britt Baker, no offense or anything, like they're gonna throw her with double the force.
Just a bad spot. Just
a bad spot. Just don't do that. Just like I just hope she's okay.
Yeah. So that's a rough one because everyone at this point probably knows I'm not a big fan of Nyla Rose, but I can't really blame her for that one.
No
idea.
It's just my mic with the feedback. Hold on.
Hopefully that's fixed. I've been trying to hit some buttons while you guys.
I think I wonder if it's just my kid's iPad and her like eating onion chips. Maybe.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you because obviously for anyone watching this that might not know, like I obviously can't listen to how it sounds as we're doing it, so there's just no real way of me knowing. But I do really really appreciate you guys.
Yes.
Know, so that we can try to fix it as we're going.
Yes. So yeah, in conclusion, best friends probably, and they probably think private party.
Let's talk about this one next. So we got Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears. I guess I'll go first on this one. I like the matchup. It's something where I feel like Shawn Spears like really needs a significant win badly, but like I still like Dustin better. Like I'd rather see Dustin win the match. So I think there's gonna be a lot of that on the show actually. As the more that I'm looking at this card, where like I like all the wrestlers involved, but my prediction in a lot of these I think is gonna differ from who I actually want to win these matches. So my prediction is gonna be Shawn Spears, but I want to see Dustin win the match. Just because I think Shawn's just in this spot where like you don't want him to get to like jobber status like where he was in WWE, and he's kind of there with AEW already. But like we talked about in a past show, he's beating like the real jobbers, like the people that they're just bringing him, which I like. But if he can't beat Dustin, then he can like really only beat if he can't beat someone like Dustin's level, because Dustin isn't really featured as like a main event guy. He's featured as like a upper mid carder. And if Shawn can't beat him, then he's kind of stuck in this same like lower card spot. So I feel like Shawn can benefit from the win. So that's why I'm going with him. But personally, I like to see Dustin win just so that I like him better just as a performer personally. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like last year, that match that he had with Cody, Dustin and Cody was just one of the best matches I've ever seen. The best match I've ever seen live. Definitely one of the best matches ever. Just completely just an emotional experience. This I don't think is going to be that emotional. I do think that Shawn Spears needs a win. I don't know if it'll be like not super clean, because I feel like AEW, they do pretty clean finishes. They don't do any like BS finishes. It's not going to be a DQ because they don't do DQs, but I feel like something's going to happen that Dustin won't be too damaged like from it, won't look too bad from it, but I feel like Shawn Spears is going to weasel his way into a win. I feel like that just makes sense. And like Ryan said, he putting younger talent over, but I don't know, it just feels like it makes sense for Shawn Spears to win, but I don't know, maybe something surprising will happen.
Yeah, we'll see. So we both have Shawn Spears winning the match. Next, so yeah, I guess we talk about this one next.
Oh wow.
Hardy, Hangman, Kenny, and the Young Bucks versus the Inner Circle, which of course consists of Jericho, Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. This is a Stadium Stampede match, which, to my understanding, I don't think it's an elimination style match. I think.
Well, click on it, see what it says.
So it's just it's just showing like a generic like. What I think it is them all wrestling on like the football field, but I think it's just the first person who gets pinned or submitted from either team and the match is over. I think is how it works.
Ooh.
I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. Let me know in the chat if you if I'm right, or if you can let me know what it actually is if I'm wrong. But what do you think about this match? Like, obviously a lot of good performers in this one. Weird concept, but we'll see. We'll see if they can pull it off. What are you thinking?
Ooh, so I honestly haven't really thought about it. I've just been really excited to see this match in a football field. Like, this is going to be crazy. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be meme worthy. I think it's going to be great. Oh dear, my child just closed the door. I think that it's going to be super fun. I think that something is going to happen with Adam Page turning. So I think that Inner Circle is going to win somehow, and we're going to see Adam Page turn on the Elite. I feel like, even though at the same time he hasn't really been on TV much, he hasn't been having that much time to kind of on TV tease his turn, I feel like it's a good way to get him back on television, like weekly, to kind of reintroduce him back. I mean, he's great either way, but I feel like, I don't know, like Double or Nothing to me feels like the AEW's like big pay-per-view. I don't know if it's just because it's like their first one, but I don't know. Like that's just kind of my thinking behind it. I mean, I don't know, but they're saying that Sting could come in, and I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I want the Elite to win. I want the Elite to win. I love the Elite. Obviously, Kenny Omega's bae. But I don't know. I'm gonna go Inner Circle win, but then Sting comes in and game is changed after that, and we continue this, because I feel like we need this to happen like at Blood and Guts again, like, because Blood and Guts never happened, we just kind of forgot about it. And I think it kind of needs to accumulate and conclude in the Blood and Guts match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe instead of Adam Page turning quite yet, he'll turn when whoever wins the number one contender match wins the tag titles, and then he'll be super mad, and then he'll turn in Blood and Guts. However, I'm gonna still go with Inner Circle winning.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Inner Circle as well. For a lot of the same reason. I think you make a lot of good points on pretty much all of that. Like I could see Sting debuting. Like, I've been kind of talking about that a little bit with Jericho using the bat. It's just kind of like random. He started carrying a bat around. Like, I could totally see Sting coming back with his bat, and like Jericho's got his. Like, a lot they can do with that. There's also, we've been talking about like Sting could potentially manage Darby Allin also and stuff like that. Like, I'm all for Sting in AEW if he's used as a manager, and I'm even okay with him wrestling a match or two if he's healthy enough to do it. Like, I have a feeling he probably doesn't want to really end on that match with Seth Rollins if he's able to. If he's able to go, I don't think he wants his last match to be remembered as him, basically. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. He was almost paralyzed in the ring. You couldn't the ropes and move around. He was just falling over. I don't want that to ever happen again. Like, if there's a possibility of that happening to him, I don't want him to wrestle. But if he's taking a lot of years off at this point. Like, if he's fully healed and he feels like he can go.
Edge came back. Daniel Bryan came back.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I just think Inner Circle is, like you said, at some point they are going to go to do Blood and Guts. I just think they're waiting for a crowd. And there would be no real reason to do Blood and Guts if the Elite win this match. And I could also see Hangman Page possibly turning too. There's a lot of possibilities coming out of this. I think that either Jericho or Sammy will get the deciding pin or submission too. They'll either use
Sammy or who?
Sammy or Jericho.
Yeah.
I think that they'll either use it as a way to like continue to have, because Jericho's going to be a top star with them regardless because he's Chris Jericho, but they can use that as like another way of him looking really, really good and kind of, quote unquote powerful, even though he doesn't have the title belt. Or this is an opportunity to really elevate Sammy a little bit more by having him get the big pin or submission, because I mean there's clearly a future with that kid if he can stay healthy. I mean he's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Sting, actually, and since we were talking about my birthday earlier, I'm going to show you what my brother got me for my birthday this year.
Yay!
It came in early, and I got to give him a shout. I'll give him a shout out anyway at the end of the episode, but this was a great gift. So, I'm obviously surrounded by just a ton of stuff in here, but this is a signed Sting.
Wow.
Raph Ninja Turtle. So I liked Ninja Turtles when I was growing up. Sting's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. So thank you, Brian. That was a perfect
that's
present.
so thoughtful.
It was a perfect present. So yeah, I would love that'd be great timing. I got this new Sting fig, and I'd like Sting to show back up on television. So I'm all
That's
for it.
great. What a thoughtful gift. That was so sweet.
Yeah, he nailed it. Nailed.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's the Stadium Stampede. So we'll. You think that's gonna be like a?
What if he's sitting in the stands by himself?
Oh, that'd be.
And they do the zoom or the zoom out.
That'd be sweet actually. Yeah, I'm all for that. Do you think there's gonna be elements of like the deletions or like the boneyard match type stuff in this?
No. I don't think it'll be cinematic. I don't think it's gonna be pre-taped. I think it's just gonna be epic. I think I want them to. Are the goalposts up? Yeah, duh, I'm just looking at my background.
Oh, the goal. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right there.
I forgot. I don't look at myself.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to see them try and take down I want to see them swing from them. Sorry, I'm not picking my nose at itch. I want them to go up to the box office or the box seats. I think it'll be fun. Oh man, I hope that isn't like the first match. Like, I feel like that needs to be like almost the main event if you think about it. Especially if Sting shows up. But I guess this card is so stacked, dude.
Yeah.
This card is lit.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
What if
Speaking of
and joined the Elite?
what's that?
Sammy turned face and joined the Elite.
No, I don't see that happening.
No.
We were talking about Britt Baker earlier. I'm assuming she's still doing this show, but like I really don't know based on that potential injury we watched just a minute ago.
Yeah.
If this match does in fact happen as planned, I think it's going to be a really good match. I've been high on Chris Statlander since her run in the Indies, and I don't think she's been like properly represented in AEW up to this point. Like, and that's not the company's fault, to be honest. She's just had some performances that I think were underwhelming, where she was put in a big spot, and like her match against Nyla Rose, I think both of them looked really bad in. I just thought it was a bad the title, just straight up. I can't blame Nyla fully. I can't blame Chris fully. It just wasn't good. But I think there's potential there for Britt Baker and Chris Statlander to have a really good match against each other, and I hope that they do because I think they're two of the most talented female performers that the company has. So I'm gonna take. I mean, it's hard to make a prediction for this, but I guess I'm gonna take Britt because I feel like they're pushing her stronger, but at the same and also I doubt they're gonna go with Statlander and Nyla again right away, and they probably won't go with Britt and Nyla right away either. So like, I really don't know what they're gonna do with the division with Nyla being the champion because there's only so many I feel like people that can come at her before it just gets really old.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I feel like they're pushing Britt stronger and want to highlight her more. So I'm gonna go with Britt, but like the same thing again. I'd rather see Chris Statlander win, but I am gonna choose Britt Baker. It's like this is gonna happen the whole same thing with the Elite. I'd rather see the Elite win probably, but I went with Inner Circle. Like it's gonna be how I feel about like every match on this. But who do you think is gonna win?
I think Britt Baker's gonna win. I feel like you said, I think Chris Statlander, she had her match already with Nyla Rose, and I feel like they're really pushing Britt Baker. They're really pushing that character. They're really building it up, and unless God forbid she's hurt, I really think that if Britt Baker loses, I'm gonna be so beyond frustrated. Like. They've got her doing vignettes. They've got the whole thing with Tony. They've got just all of this going on, and she's like one of their top merch sellers. I do know that, or like the top women's merch seller. So I feel like why not roll with it? I mean, she's great. She's attractive. She's relatable. She's fun. She's smart. She's a literal like hero. She's a doctor. She's a dentist. Like, get real.
Yeah,
like,
did you know? Did anyone in the chat know that she's a
I
dentist?
shocking shocking, I know. But I really think that Britt Baker does need a win. I really do.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think I can piggyback that match along with the next one because I'm gonna get your prediction. It was your turn to go first, but this is
I don't care.
I try to alternate, but I'm actually gonna take Sheeta over Nyla Rose to become the new champion, and I'm doing that because I think Baker versus Sheeta totally makes sense.
Yes.
And I'm real good with that. So if Sheeta beats Nyla for the title, I'm gonna take Britt Baker. And that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to go with that. What are you thinking with the title?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Sheeta is incredibly talented, believable in beating Nyla Rose.
And it's no DQ.
It's no DQ. Oh yeah, no countouts either. Yeah, I honestly, and you think about it, like Sheeta, she's got like people behind her. Nyla's kind of like on her own, you know, very kind of like oh my gosh, kind of like John Moxley for some reason. Like they just don't have anyone to come help them, you know. So I do think that when it comes down to no DQ and no count out, I think that stamina and cardio and longevity in the ring matter, and I think that Sheeta has the advantage there.
Yeah, I agree. And this is another one of those, like, I feel like I gotta say it every time. I know I don't have to say it at this point. Enough people have watched this. And by the way, welcome to the chat. I see new faces and old faces in the chat right now. Me and Jessi just don't want to like break our chain of communication, but that's why we always mention the super chats. Send a super chat. We will make sure to drop whatever we're talking about and get to the chat. Welcome Michael. Welcome Steven.
Hi.
Kendrin. Thank you all for joining. I know I'm missing a lot of people. Jay.
Kendra, yes. Steven.
So thanks for joining us. And once again, I feel like I have to say it. I shouldn't have to at this point, but I'm going to. It has nothing to do with Nyla being transgender
Nothing
at all. But I need to preface my statement by just mentioning, like, for me this is a very, very, very big test for Nyla Rose because I've been critical of her wrestling work. Strictly her wrestling work, her whole run in AEW. She's had, in my opinion, like one good match, and it was against
Riho, right?
Riho. And the rest of the matches I've seen, outside of like she's had a couple fairly impressive squash matches where all she really had to do was just beat up somebody for a couple minutes, and the other one didn't get any offense in. Outside of that, a lot of botching, a lot of not being able to lift women that she should definitely be able to lift, trying to put people through tables and like unsuccessfully getting them through the table. Just stuff where it's like one thing after another where I'm like, I'm not a fan of Nyla Rose. Just her work is not for me. Didn't think it was good. But here's a big opportunity to change my mind. I'm always open-minded.
Yeah.
Changing my mind. Like, there's no reason she should have a not good match with Sheeta. Like if she can't have a good match with Sheeta, there is a problem with Nyla Rose. 100%.
Yep.
Like, Sheeta's too good. She makes her opponents look too good. She sells too good. And it's no DQ. They can hide all of Nyla Rose's weaknesses in this one and really highlight her strengths.
Yes, absolutely. Completely agree.
So there is no reason for this match to be bad. And if it is, I have to imagine it's going to mainly be on Nyla because I just can't imagine Sheeta going out there and just not showing up. You know what I mean?
No way. No way. That's not like her.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at with all that. So here's another example, or another opportunity. Like, if Nyla and Sheeta go out there and they kill it, I'll be the first one when we come on here to talk about the review. I'll be the first one to come on and say, Nyla Rose killed in that match. She did a great job. You know what I mean? I'd be happy for that to be the case.
Yep, I sure hope so. Like, that's what we want. We want to see him do well and prove us wrong.
Yeah, 100%. Trust me. I want all these people to do well. For a lot of the reasons I like watching the show. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time watching somebody that I don't want to be watching on my screen, you know? And I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but it's like...
It's true.
But it's, that's your job as like a pro wrestler is to entertain the people watching the show.
It's a consumer-based product.
Right. Exactly. It's consumer based. It's pay per view based. Like I'm gonna be spending like whatever it is, $60
I
or
think it's $50 or something.
yeah to buy the show. Like I don't illegally stream these shows. I support the company.
No, I will always, yeah.
So it's one of those things where I want to get my money. I want to feel like I got my money's worth. And and AEW has given me my money's worth consistently. I'm not complaining about the company, but I just don't want to feel in this position anymore where there are better women on the roster than Nyla to hold the title, and she's holding the title. Like I want her to go out there and show me why she's been chosen to be the champion. And I don't think that's a unreasonable thing to ask for.
Nope, I don't think so either.
So yeah, that's could be a good match. I hope it's a good match.
Yes.
Speaking of a match that will be good no matter what, because everyone in this match rules.
Yeah.
We have the casino ladder match, and the winner will get a future shot at the AEW World Championship.
Ooh.
From my understanding of the match rules, this is going to be really interesting because they're going to treat it, from what I've heard, like a Royal Rumble, where
Oh.
ring and like they come out in intervals, so the match could actually end. Someone could grab the briefcase or whatever before everyone even enters the match, which I think is an interesting.
That's an interesting development. I didn't even realize that. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my. Oh, never mind. Anyways, yeah. And someone on my Twitter pointed out that the silhouette that they showed looks like EC3. But doesn't he have a 90-day no compete?
I don't know if he has a no compete or not. I don't know, and I don't know how long it's been since he got let go either. I'm sure it hasn't been 90 days, but
No, it has not.
I don't know.
But it does look like him.
But I also feel like they wouldn't show a silhouette of who it was going to actually be. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. It could be anyone. I mean, it could be generic buff man, you know, like
Yeah.
with short
Great
spiky
wrestler.
hair. I mean, didn't he shave his head though?
EC3, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Less shorter hair. But so this ladder match, the contestants we have are Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Ray Phoenix, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and the always infamous TBA, to be announced. Somebody in the chat earlier said they expect this match to be the opener. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this opened the pay-per-view. I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll start with you, Jessi. Who do you think, first of all, will be the mystery entrant, and then who do you think will win this match?
I think I'm kind of expecting and hoping that Joey Janela is to be announced. I feel like people will be mad, but I feel like he needs to be somewhere in this. I feel like he's really talented and a really good wrestler, and I feel like he needs to be in there. To me, unless the TBA is someone like really big, I don't see the TBA like just jumping straight into the AEW World Championship match. I'm gonna go Darby Allin. It just makes sense to me. I feel like Darby Allin should be in the championship spot, or at least like kind of there. Maybe too early, but I don't know. I really Orange Cassidy, so cool, but like literally one of my favorites. But I just don't know. I don't know if they would go that route, especially with the way the matches have been going as of late. Luchasaurus would be a good one. I think Luchasaurus would be cool. The rest I just don't see. So I'm gonna go either Darby Allin or Luchasaurus.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think that I'm with you though. I think Darby is the best option.
Yeah.
Win. And we also don't know when the title match is, so like it might be, the next pay-per-view, which is probably gonna be like 3 months out or something like that, 4 months out. So by then there could be enough time to where it would make sense for Darby to be to have that championship match. Because I think I've been saying it on this show as well. Like I've been saying for months now that I think that I guess I should say, since John Moxley won the title, which I guess I can't remember how long ago that was already.
That was the last live pay-per-view.
Yeah, so I guess it's already been a couple months.
Revolution? February? End of February?
Yeah. So I've been saying I want Darby to be the one to beat Mox. Like that's been my guy this whole time. And I said I wanted it to happen after a long reign for Moxley, and that could kind of potentially happen. Potentially. We're gonna talk about the next match though. Yeah, soon. But I think that Darby could use it the most. I think he makes the most sense. I think he's the most likely to win the championship before the rest of the people that I see in that match. But I'm a fan of everybody for completely different reasons that are all over the place. I'm a fan of everybody in this match, and I don't know who the TBA is going to be. I saw some people talking about Brian Cage or Cassius Ohno or Flip Gordon, or someone joking about Alan Angels. Alan Angels is a good worker though. I've seen him live in Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta. Like I've seen him live before I've ever saw him in AEW, and he works hard. I'm trying to see if there's any other. Wardlow, someone said. I could see Wardlow maybe. Doesn't really fit in with the rest of them, like skill wise. I feel like he's still behind the rest of them, like in the ring. At least from what I've seen. I could be wrong. Greg Cherry says he tried to send a super chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would appreciate. I mean, I'll Jesse, if you want to put my PayPal link in.
Oh yeah.
Greg, if you send me that through PayPal, me and Jesse split everything we make on the chat 50-50, and I'll make sure to send her half of whatever you send if you would like to donate. And you can also feel free to ask a question or give a prediction or something if you're donating money. We'd be happy to discuss that here on the show.
I'm trying to.
Welcome, Terrell. Welcome back.
Yes. Is it this Gmail one up here?
It's like
S.
PayPal.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
It's like the .me something.
Yes, got it. Got it.
Sweet.
I got it.
But yeah, if anybody's having a hard time with super chats through PayPal for whatever reason, if you send money to the link that Jesse's posting right now, like I said, we will split that 50-50 between me and Jesse. So, I'm just
Making sure I got it right.
link shows there it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know who the TBA is going to be. I don't know. It's tough, but I hope it's a good surprise. And AEW, they're really on the finger of the pulse of
They listen to people.
yeah, like they're not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a letdown, whoever it is. Up next, big match, AEW World Championship. John Moxley defending the title against Brody Lee. I'm first for this one. So, I think Brody Lee is going to be the new champion. I think he's going to win the title.
What?
Yep, I know. It sounds crazy. And the reason is because if he doesn't win the title, the Dark Order storyline is completely worthless. Like, all the time that they've put in, literally since the first ever AEW show, when Dark Order appeared and nobody understood what was going on and they were getting booed and...
That was Double or Nothing.
Yep. They were making jokes on being the elite about how much the fans wanted it off TV, and but they're at a point now where it's a group of losers who are following Brody Lee in hopes of being winners. And if Brody Lee can't win, there is no reason for these people to follow him and take all the shit that he's giving them. No one's gonna let like 10 last night going out there and basically sacrificing his arm to Brody Lee.
Yeah.
Be willing to do that if the guy can't win matches. And he's at his most powerful in that company if he's holding that world title. And what I think, because it's still very polarizing, people who like the Dark Order versus people who don't like the Dark Order. Mm-hmm. My opinion of it is I very much like the storyline at this point. I was with everybody else for a long time about it being no good. At this point, it makes sense to me because you have it's. I just showed my Turtle figure a second ago. It reminds me of the Foot Clan and the Super Shredder on the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like you have Brody Lee, who's the clear leader, like the Super Shredder. You have Evil Uno, who's the clear, number one in charge under Brody Lee. You have Stu Grayson, who I think eventually is going to be the one to turn and take down Brody Lee from the inside.
Really?
Prediction, and he's going to go
Ooh.
singles. And I like the storyline as a 32-year-old guy. And if I was a kid, I would love the storyline. If I was a kid watching AEW, I would think Dark Order was like me watching a superhero movie or a comic book. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so at this point, I'm all for it. I don't like the idea of Moxley losing the title so soon, but I think that they're in this position where if Brody Lee loses, especially with like all the hype making the jump from the WWE over and everything, I think it just kills his momentum completely and just it doesn't bury him, but he's on another level if he wins this match. And that's not to say that Moxley can't win that title back in a few months. Or like I said, Stu Grayson or somebody kind of tries to take them out from the inside over time. But I've really enjoyed Brody Lee coming out with the belt and all of them standing up on the entranceway and someone holding the belt for him. And like I like the presentation of it, and I think they have to go all the way with it at this point. Otherwise, this whole storyline for this last year is like for nothing. So that I know I talked a long time about that, but what do you
No,
Jesse?
that's great. Well, first of all, we did get a super chat from Jay. Thank you, Jay Rojas. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you. I'm
Thank
here
you.
because of Jesse. Saw her reactions when I first started watching. I'm enjoying the commentary. Thank you. That means really a lot to me. Like seriously, that stuff I really do. Like the kind words, I do hold them in my heart. So I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Seriously, appreciate it a lot.
Oh, thank you, Greg. I'm about to look right now.
Thank you so much. Really, seriously, it means a lot to me, and thank you for your kind words, Jay. I think everything you said makes total sense. I don't know. I'm conflicted. While I think John Moxley should stay champion, I think he should retain. You're right. It does make sense for Brody Lee to get the win here. I've seen people online, saying, don't hate me, but I'm starting to turn on the Dark Order thing. There's a lot of people that are like, this is just ridiculous. Like, oh, geez, what was that? What the hell was that?
Some of my action figures. There was like a big gust of something. It knocked over like
Paranormal Activity.
nothing important.
Dark
Don't worry.
Order has infiltrated.
Nothing expensive.
Okay.
All good.
Oh my god.
Knocked over my little Paul Bear.
Ah! That's scary. That's scary. You need
You want to know what's really scary? I'm not even kidding about this. There was one time, okay, this is so off topic. There was one time where, so I used to keep my figures in like a different spot in my where I used to live in Nashville. And I didn't know it for a long time, but I guess by me walking so close to where they were set up for a long enough time, like over time, some of the figures like moved on the table a little bit. And I didn't realize it until like, I guess it was just slowly, gradually happening. And it was never, I guess, a big enough change to where I noticed it. But there was one day I walked into my office and I looked at like my figure set up. And I know this sounds like a really bad joke, but this is actually what had happened. It looked like my Chris Benoit figure had like scared off it was like because they were all in a row and then it was like just Benoit and then the other three figures like around him like towards him. And it was like
gosh.
It was like a Toy Story scenario. Did I just walk in on like the figures defending themselves from Benoit? Like what the hell? What am I looking? I was like, I know I didn't put these like this.
Where are you?
But then I realized over time, because it started happening again with some of the other ones, that I was just walking so close to the thing that it was just barely moving. But of all the figures, I was like, the Benoit figures, like the fucking one that all the other figures are like, get the fuck off.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was scary when I first saw it. I thought someone was fucking with me. I thought someone like broke into my place and only moved my figures around.
My gosh. Oh,
Uh,
by the way, just got a notification. H3 Productions, Nuclear Fallout Keemstar.
oh, I knew it was coming. Knew it was coming.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yep.
yeah. I know what I'm doing right after this, Jesse.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Um.
but really quickly, I want to mention, thank you, Greg. I got your PayPal donation, and I will make sure to split that with Jesse. We very much appreciate that. Since you sent it through PayPal, let me read out what you said in the chat just now. He said Mox should lose by DQ, like he snaps and looks strong, but he loses the match and keeps the title. I could see that happening for sure. I think that's a very good prediction. I hate the idea because it's a pay-per-view. I don't want to see that happen because I'm paying money and I don't want to see a non-finish. But I think we could. It's absolutely possible that happens.
Yeah, I think so too. Travis, that's spooky. I'm really into ghost stories right now, so too spooky for me. But I love it. I love ghost stories. We could do a whole show on the paranormal. I was telling you, I was watching some stuff earlier. But yeah, here's another scenario though that I kind of thought of while you were discussing your reasoning behind you wanting Brody Lee to win. Just because I really want Jon Moxley to stay. What if, and I don't know, maybe they're kind of getting the sense that the Dark Order thing is kind of fizzling out or whatever, but I don't think it is. I think it's still doing well. But what if Brody Lee loses and the entire Dark Order kind of turns on him? And then they kind of set up this whole like mental breakdown by him and just kind of turn his character a bit from this like Vince, because he's been getting a lot of heat for like the whole Vince McMahon thing, the Vince McMahon comparison. And I feel like he could probably like go with this whole mental breakdown kind of thing, or like questioning what he was doing and his reasoning why. I mean, you could go with that. There's just so many options, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I got caught between that and Greg. I wanted to make sure I did get your note. I'll talk to you about that. I'll talk to Jesse about that. Then I'll talk to you about that. But thank you very much for the message and the PayPal. I got it now. What was the first thing you just mentioned about Moxley and why? Oh no, sorry. You said that they could potentially turn on him because
Yeah, the Dark Order. And they're like, why are we around this bitch ass loser?
I
Like,
agree, but in that scenario, nobody gets over. No,
that's true.
like
That's so
Brody
true.
Lee is a loser from the get go, and he's in an uphill battle for like to become relevant again. And nobody in the Dark Order is in a position where like, you know what I mean? They haven't built it up enough where like, if 10, you know what I mean? If 10 turned on Brody,
Yeah.
everyone would be like, okay, like it wouldn't. So what? Like 10's like you don't know anything about this guy. Like we you know it's. And that's why I think Stu Grayson's a good option, because I think that like at some point, because he's the only one that doesn't fit in too. Like he doesn't wear the mask. He isn't like the number one guy in charge like Evil Uno seems to be. Like
Yeah.
him and Uno are a good tag team, but I think but I've seen Grayson's singles work as well.
Yeah, where's Evil Uno been? Where he at? He's
I
like,
think they're both Canadian and they can't travel.
oh.
I think.
Um,
So, but yeah, there's a lot of options. But I have seen other people bring up that scenario with the Dark Order.
oh, really?
Lost the Dark Order turning, but I have the same kind of thought process. You know, it's just like, I mean, I could see it happening, but they're just my whole line of thinking with this whole thing with Brody Lee is like, I just can't imagine AEW making this big a deal out of this storyline because they've stuck with it for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They've had
for a
so many
year. Literally a
right.
year.
They've had so many opportunities to kill this thing off. They've added more members to it. When you go to an AEW show live, like when I was there in Atlanta, they have like the dude from the commercials, the Dark Order commercials. He's out like by like the concessions and stuff with like the pole.
No, he's not.
Oh yeah, he's there like trying to recruit fans to the Dark Order like before the show and stuff.
That's epic.
Yeah,
That's
so like
Cirque du
they're
Soleil shit.
yeah, it's really cool. It's a great idea. And it's cool because like you can go up to them like and basically like it'll be like him and like two of the creepers or whatever in masks, and like you can go up like pull a like from the paper, like pull a tab for the website, and then like take a picture of the guys as like kind of like a new member of the Dark Order, pretty much. So it's it's a great concept, and they've put so much thought and time into it that on
I do like it. I do
right.
like
Well,
it.
when they made such a big deal about Brody Lee being the exalted one too, it's like you can't do all this for so long just to have Brody Lee lose and have everybody turn on him, because then like there's just nothing. It was like it was all done for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, ooh, bitch mama. What if? So Moxley, here's the thing, and to piggyback off of that, John Moxley does not need the AEW championship to get over. He is
Right.
completely fine. What if, what if, what if Lance Archer wins that TNT championship? Moxley goes after Lance Archer. They continue that from New
Well, I'd be
Japan.
all for it. I'd be all for that.
Ooh.
That'd be great.
It was him and Lance Archer in for the United States thing, right? With the tables and shit.
Yeah,
The no
in New
matches.
Japan.
Yeah, I watched that Wrestle Kingdom. That was an epic Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, Moxley's still the IWGP US champ, I think.
Is he, or did he have to? Because I saw someone bitching that. Sorry, that sounded mean. I saw someone bitching that he had to get his championship removed for not being able to defend it.
There you go.
Oh, it says current. Oh, well, that person bitched at the wrong person.
That person was just bitching a bitch.
They were like, well, he got his taken away and no one talks about that. I'm like, I didn't know, so I just kind of ignored it. But yeah.
But that would make sense though. TNT champ versus US champ, like cross promotional type matches between the two.
Dude. Yeah. That would be good as hell.
Yeah, Travis Johnson, he won it back. Right. Yeah, I can't remember how he lost the title the first time. Maybe that's what that guy was
I
talking.
think that, oh yeah, maybe it was. Maybe he wasn't able to compete. I think it's because he had that MRSA infection, right?
Oh, that's right, his elbow. Yeah.
He literally had a MRSA infection. So what? What, that wasn't like a grave injustice.
Yeah.
It's like MRSA. No one wants to get MRSA. I've had MRSA. It sucks. I've had it twice. It
Yeah, he had
sucks.
to miss out on a lot because of that. He had to miss out on.
He missed out on Starcast 3.
Yeah, he was gonna do
Weird.
Bloodsport against Josh Barnett too. Couldn't do it.
Ooh, that's
Sick. But anyway, yeah, a lot of options, a lot of ways they can go with the AEW title. I'm officially going with Brody Lee. Are you going with Brody or Mox?
Brody. It just makes sense.
I've converted you. I feel like you're gonna say Mox before I.
I really want Mox to win, but I just it makes sense. It makes sense that, like I said, like Mox doesn't need it.
Right. You can always win it back at some point.
Yeah.
They really, I feel like they just really. Well, I've already made my case. I feel like they've booked them.
They could piss a lot of people off with that match. They're gonna piss people
Yeah.
off regardless.
Oh yeah.
Whoever wins that.
Yeah, 100%. The next match, this is incredible. I love this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
MJF with Wardlow taking on Jungle Boy. You're up first for this prediction. Who do you think wins and why?
Jungle Boy wins because Luchasaurus comes in to whoop on Wardlow.
I like it.
Because MJF is a chicken shit heel. He's great on the mic. He could completely defend himself from this loss. Get on the mic, say his hangnail was bothering him. His hangnail came back. Maybe he doesn't even compete. Maybe he's like my hair. He goes here, Wardlow. But I think that Jungle Boy gets the win because I feel like I almost called him Lucha House Party.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Jurassic Express. I feel like they need kind of like a revamping because everyone's just whooping on Marco. Travis. MJF wins or Jungle Boy wins with a roll up. I feel it'll be sneaky. But I feel like Jungle Boy gonna win. I think it's gonna be fun. I think this could be really fun. I think both are so dynamic in personality and in the ring. And then you have Jungle Boy with his squad. They're gonna get revenge for Marco's stunt. This is for Marco.
Yeah, I love the matchup, and these two guys are. We've talked about it before, where I have kind of my list of like four guys or whatever that I think are going to be the future of this company going forward over the years. And I always mention MJF, Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin. Those are like the four guys that I'm always like, you got so much right here if you hold on to these guys and they stay healthy. I think MJF's going to win this match. I think they've built him too much. Like, he beat Cody. He's
True.
I think they're going all the way with MJF.
Really?
Yeah, I think MJF is 1,000,000% going to be the AEW champion within the next year or year and a half. Like,
Oh, I believe that.
yeah, like he'll be. It's just a matter of like how the chips fall with like I could totally see a scenario where like Brody Lee wins the title. Whether Lee has it or Mox has it, at some point Darby I think will get the title, and I think MJF's going to be the one to take it from Darby. That's how I think it's going to like eventually play out because Darby I think at that point is going to be so over with the crowd. He already is, but I think he's going to be so at another level at that point.
Yeah.
MJF's going to get so much heat for beating him for that title. Then there's a great story in Darby trying to get it back. So anyway, that's kind of like my long-term thinking.
Yeah. No, I like it.
But Jungle Boy absolutely plays into those plans as well. I just don't think he's there as quickly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think the Jungle Boy will be the AEW World Champion at some point as well. I just think it's going to be more of like a 3 years from now type thing versus like a year from now type thing where I see MJF at, if not sooner for MJF. I mean, and if not for that title, I think MJF will be the TNT champion really soon. Like they're
Yeah.
I think they've invested too much in his character and the people he's beaten and
True.
yeah. So I'm gonna go with that. I love both guys.
Yeah.
I think MJF and Marco had a great match. It was
Yeah.
very well done last night.
Yes.
I'm interested in hearing Jim Cornette's thoughts on it because he loves MJF and despises Marco Stunt.
Hates Marco Stunt.
But I think I haven't heard I don't know if he's recorded his reaction yet, but my guess is going to be that he's going to finally compliment a Marco Stunt match. I think based on what he saw last night, I feel like he couldn't have watched that. And he'll probably complain about a couple things. He'll probably complain about Marco getting a little too much offense in, because he did get some decent offense in on MJF. But not a lot, but probably more than what Cornette would have liked. But at the end of the day, MJF got a clean win over Marco, beat him definitively, didn't get a whole lot of offense off on him, and Marco, people can shit on Marco's size all they want, but he goes out there and he bumps his ass off. He makes his opponents look great every single time he's out there.
Yes, he does. I'm looking for Jim Cornette talking about Marco Stunt.
Well, and even like the Jim Cornette stuff with the I've heard Seth respond to him talking about Becky. I brought up some of those concerns on this show as well. Like, to be completely honest, I wasn't as like ruthless about it as Jim Cornette, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that weird of a thing to like question the timing. Like, I have no problem with Becky getting pregnant. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that thing. Mm.
yeah, like I think that's a beautiful thing, like to be a mother and have a child. Like, that's way bigger than professional wrestling. But Jim Cornette just has such a bad reputation on top of the stupid stuff that he says a lot of the time, that it's like it's just playing with fire constantly, like with his opinions. But,
He knows he gets attention.
but I said some of the same stuff, to be fair, where I was like,
Yeah.
I wonder how this works out, where like she's the top person pretty much, man or woman, in the company, and clearly the whole product has been built around her going forward for like the foreseeable future. So her not being there obviously has to be some sort of concern to the company, because they have to figure out how to quote unquote like replace her while she's not there. And who's to even guarantee she ever even comes back? Like, she might love
Right.
good and she's made enough money and she can do movies and stuff now, and maybe she never really comes back full time or at all. So I understand that side of it, but obviously Jim Cornette went much farther than those.
He's more colorful in his language.
Right, but that's where, you know, I do agree to an extent on some of that stuff. But,
I can see his point.
right, but you know, he
Yeah.
also when it's also sad because like for those of you who don't know the story, like Jim Cornette was the booker in Ring of Honor when Seth Rollins was the top guy there. So Cornette was booking Rollins to be the champion. So he had a lot of stock and a lot. He very he's a big Seth Rollins fan. So like Seth from the story I understand, Seth was offered a contract to go to TNA Wrestling when he was the Ring of Honor champion, and he verbally agreed to the contract. And Jim Cornette was the one who basically told Seth Rollins, like, or Tyler Black at the time, before you sign with that company, like, make another effort to get with the WWE. And apparently Jim Cornette did whatever he could to make.
Wow.
And Seth had been leaving WWE messages anyways, and they finally wound up calling him back, and they offered him a opportunity at FCW, and he hadn't physically signed his Impact contract yet. So Jim Cornette is a really big reason why Rollins went to the WWE when he did instead of going to TNA. And he did that for Seth's career because he was like, Vince is going to know what to do with you. You're going to get lost. Like, your career is going to get lost in the shuffle if you go to TNA, but you can be a big star in WWE. And he wound up being one of the biggest stars. But now you see the dynamic where, like, now they're not even on the same page. And they, like, so it sucks seeing stuff like that happen when you know these guys were close and they were trying to help each other out. And now
I know.
two totally different ends of the spectrum,
Yeah. Bummer.
Yeah. Well, anyway, something that's not a bummer, we got the TNT Championship match, and Mike Tyson is going to be awarding the title belt to the winner, which I think is super fantastic. I think
that's amazing.
For those of you who don't know, Mike Tyson's making a return to professional boxing, or I think they're going to do an exhibition, but he's going to be boxing again at the Vander Holyfield, which is just crazy. But I love that they're having Mike Tyson on this. One, because he's relevant, and he's one of the best boxers of all time, and he's a humongous professional wrestling fan. And most importantly, he's in the WWE Hall of Fame. This is kind of like a middle finger to the WWE that he's even working with Impact, or with Impact, jeez. Shouldn't have said that. That he's working with AEW. So I'm interested in the Mike Tyson thing for a lot of reasons, and obviously I'm interested in this match. It's on me, I guess, for the prediction. So from the very beginning of this tournament, and you can attest to this because we've been doing this show since before the tournament started, we've been doing this show. This was the match that I called to be the finals, and I called from the very beginning that Lance Archer would be the first ever TNT champion. This is a super tough one, though, because similar to the Brody Lee scenario, I feel like they have an opportunity to make a bigger star out of Lance Archer. Cody's already there. He's already a made man. He's already, helps run the company. I mean, we don't have to go into all the layers. Obviously, Cody's going to be all right in AEW regardless. But what concerns me about if Cody loses this match is if they actually stick to the scenario where he can't challenge for the world title. Now we've talked about like loopholes in that, where maybe he becomes Cody Rhodes again, and that like gets him in a title. Like, I don't know. There might be a way of him getting into the world title mix at some point in the future. As a matter of fact, I would expect that to happen at some point. Can't career and not wrestle for that title.
Right.
But if they're gonna stick to that at least for like the foreseeable future, and Cody can't win the TNT title, like, what is he fighting for on screen? Like, and also, I do believe in that there should be, like, a totem pole, like a hierarchy of, we've talked about it before, where, like, I don't like 50-50 booking. So, I do like some outliers that are seen as bigger than the rest of the company. Like, you don't need, a ton of them, and you don't only need one of them. You need, like a handful of them. And if you can make more of them throughout the process, that's even better. Cody's, like, he's there for AEW. There's that small group of, like, him and the Young Bucks and Kenny, like, Jericho, guys that are made no matter what. But I don't want to see Cody, like, fall off of that either, because he can't win big matches. Like, so I'm conflicted on it.
Yeah.
He can't win the world title. He can't win the TNT title. Don't want to see him in a tag team again. Don't really want to see him wrestle MJF right away again. So it's like, what does Cody have to fight for if he loses this match? So it's tough. I feel like I have to stick with my original prediction of Lance Archer because I called it so long ago. I would hate to flip flop it now, but I'm back on the same thing I've been saying all about almost every match on this show. I want Cody to win, but my prediction is going to be Lance Archer. What is your prediction for this match?
I'm going to go with Lance Archer, too. I think that Lance Archer comes in, starts wrecks people in the crowd for no reason. He's a murder hawk. Like, legit dude. And then you have Cody, obviously, who's great, fantastic. This is going to be a great match. I feel like Cody brings it every single pay-per-view. He brings that emotion. He brings that, he brings the fight, which sounds weird, but it's so true. He brings that, like, I am fighting in every sense of the word. I am fighting psychologically. I'm fighting emotionally. I'm fighting physically. I am fighting. You get that don't give up mentality kind of thing with him. I think it'll be great. He always, like, toughs it out. However, I don't think he will win. I think Lance Archer will win. I think that there's more to do there. There's multiple options for Cody. He could always, go back to being part of the Elite, which he kind of still is, I guess.
When he still should be in blood and guts with those guys.
Yes.
That happens.
Absolutely. And I feel like another thing that could happen, maybe, if this is, like, the order of the card, which I don't think it is, but this should be the main event. I feel like if Brody Lee is... okay, this is just me booking, so don't laugh, okay?
Sure.
If Brody Lee is champion, I feel like in the middle of this match, this Cody versus Lance Archer match, the screen's going to glitch and all that. Brody Lee's going to come up on the screen and say, Cody, I'm going to offer you a challenge. He said, I'm going to wipe that contract. I'm going to see it as obsolete. I'm going to give you a chance at this. Either happening in the middle of the match and he just submits and gets pinned by Lance Archer for Lance Archer to win that, which would kind of take away from the championship, or that happens eventually down the line. I feel like Brody Lee is a manipulative kind of guy. I feel like you could always do that. There would, give Cody... Is that stupid? Is that dumb?
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like something like that, like something to kind of like bring him out of it, like maybe after he loses or something, let Lance kind of celebrate, or maybe that happens on Dynamite. It is kind of weird because I feel like Cody, he lost to MJF, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of taken some L's here. But he's won all the way. He's gotten to the finals of this. He didn't get there by losing. So,
But he's only really lost, like, he's just really lost, like, the biggest match.
Big matches, yeah.
Like, you can count, like, the Dustin match and stuff, like, that was obviously a big match, but, like, when it had, like, title implications, like, lost to Jericho, if he loses this, lost to MJF in, like, a big grudge match,
Yeah. Did he beat Wardlow? Did he beat Wardlow, though?
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
That was a Dynamite in the camp.
That was that dope-ass fucking moonsault, right?
Oh, I was there. Yeah, I was, like, right there. Like,
yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was sweet.
That was sweet as hell.
But yeah, and then also, of course, like, you have the intangible of Arn and Brandy Rhodes in the whole Nightmare family, with Cody, and then you have Jake Roberts, of course, Jake the Snake with Lance Archer. Honestly, the other week when Jake was like mounting Brandy
right.
with the snake and like all that, and the way he was standing and like talking, I watch Dynamite fairly often with my friend Mike Hughes. So shout out to Hughes if you have watched. we watch Dynamite together almost every Wednesday. Friend of mine that I've known since like high school, big wrestling fan, and I remember we were watching that. I was like, dude, was like, is Jake the Snake fucked up out there? Like, is he like he looks like he's fucking drunk? Like with this guy's history, I was like, this is questionable. But obviously, nothing came of that, which it leads me to believe that he actually is just that good
Yeah.
at still being that creepy ass Jake the Snake character.
I know, it was weird.
So I'm just gonna chalk it up to great acting by Jake the Snake, and not that he was fucked up. Initially, I thought he was fucked up out there. It was like, what am I?
He shouldn't be if he's in the accountability crib, right?
Hello.
Oh, right. That's the other thing, especially is like, I think he still lives there. Yeah, with DDP. So like, you'd have to imagine that was a big reason how he got his deal with AEW was I'm sure DDP and them like proved in person to them that like Jake was.
Yeah.
He was okay to do this and
Yeah.
sober. Travis Johnson, that's a good question. If Britt can't wrestle, who takes her place? Big Swole. What do you think?
Wait, Scarlett. Thank you. I don't know. I would say they just probably scrap it. I don't think that they can get a match together really that quickly. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't heard any updates. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Scarlett's going crazy. I have no prediction of who could potentially replace Britt. I will say, like, I don't dislike Big Swole, but I think she has the worst ring name of anybody in the company. I don't understand it. Like, I know what being Swole is, and she doesn't, like, of all the people on the roster, like, I'm assuming
Yeah.
Big Swole, she means, like,
Yeah.
Big
That's what I
Swole,
think.
right? When I think of that, I think of, like, Buff Bagwell, or, like, Scott Steiner, or, like, someone
Yeah.
who, or like even like a Brian Cage, or like somebody who you see him and it's like, oh, okay, that guy's a different genetic, like,
Makeup.
Swole just like she's a good wrestler. She doesn't seem particularly like jacked or anything in comparison to like a lot of other female wrestlers. So I'm confused by the ring name. So I
I don't know what they would do. Scarlett, please don't.
What I'd like them to do is scrap the match and
Why?
add Brandon Cutler versus Peter Avalon. So somebody finally gets,
Ooh, I like that.
and the loser winds up in the Dark Order.
Who?
The loser of Librarian. What I'd like to see is Peter Avalon beat Brandon Cutler, and then Brandon Cutler actually joins the Dark Order because he can't even beat Librarian. So
Yes. I like
that's
that.
what I'm going with.
That's a good one.
And I still wouldn't be surprised to see that match added to like the pre-show or something. They've really been putting a lot of time into that on being the elite and stuff, especially. So
Yeah, they have.
I'd like to see it because it's either that or they have to form it. I know they formed a tag team that like unsuccessfully, but like it has to be one or the other. Either they have to wrestle each other, somebody finally gets a win and like starts maybe a little bit of a push, a little bit. Person joins the Dark Order, or they have to form a tag team and like actually like beat somebody. Otherwise, they're just losers in a tag team also. So like I got to figure it out. But it's a story. It's a feud that's been going on long enough that
Yeah, it has.
yeah. Bloodbath and Beyond says send Peter to Dark Order so Bates gets to be solo.
Yeah.
Paul says hoping it's Leva Bates to replace Britt Baker is assuming what you're saying there. I need more blue pants. Yeah, that was Leva Bates in NXT. Blue pants.
Blue pants. Yeah, that was it.
I didn't know if I was saying that right. I thought I was saying like
Blue pants. Yeah.
blue bands.
Blue
Blue
pants.
pants.
A blue
Yeah.
pants.
She
The
came
blue
out to
pants.
it was like it sounded like the Price is Right theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Double or Nothing. Do you have any final thoughts on the show itself or anything about AEW that you want to talk about before I talk about the sponsors and all that stuff?
I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to be there are going to be a lot of talking points. I feel like there's going to be a lot to talk about. I feel like especially with that championship match, people are not going to be happy with the ending one way or the other. Um I feel like it's going to be amazing. That card is lit. That card is awesome. It's really heartbreaking that it can't be in front of fans. I feel like, a year ago, like today, I was getting ready to leave to go to Vegas for Double or Nothing. And that was the best pay-per-view I've ever been to. And I really wish I could be there this time, but obviously things happened. So I do wish it could be in front of fans, but I don't think AEW has had a problem at all with the lack of fans. I feel like they've utilized it and made it great, having the wrestlers be the crowd, which is fantastic. It's hilarious. Hearing them heckle Brody Lee last night, oh my god, it was so funny. They were
Completely
just out there.
agree. That little bit of crowd noise makes so much difference.
So much difference. So it feels like what they're saying when the crowd reacts or the wrestlers react. It's like, oh, this does have weight. This does have bearing. Um, but yeah, it's shaping up to be a great show, and I'm very excited to see it.
I echo all of those statements. I'm very much looking forward to it. I know I'm going to have at least a couple friends over to watch the show. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope those of you who are watching, you either get to watch it with your friends or if you watch alone or whatever it is. Regardless, I'm sure me and Jesse will probably figure that out soon. Probably, when's the show? Saturday? What's going on? Oh, pretty busy Sunday. Well, maybe. Might be able to do. You want to do the review on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, if we're free?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I don't think I'll have to make sure I don't have anything going on, but I think that should be good.
yeah, we can do either Sunday. This is for y'all in the chat who, by the way, make sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter and, like I said, subscribe on YouTube because these plans could change. The times and the dates could change. But if you're subscribed, then you'll be notified when we go live because it is all over the place when we go live. But what I'm assuming is we'll probably do either Sunday around 11 a.m. Eastern, so like Sunday around 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern,
Oh.
or Monday around 11 a.m. Eastern. I think probably the two times that would be
Yeah.
for me at least. And if that works for you,
Yeah, I think Sunday will work. I just have to make sure, I have to double check and make sure we don't have anything going on.
Cool. So before we get out of here, I'll talk about the sponsors. And this is your last chance, everybody in the chat. If you send a super chat or if you send PayPal, the same way Greg Cherry did, just let us know in the chat that you sent it so I can check my PayPal just to make sure it came through. But if you want any last minute predictions about AEW Double or Nothing, any thoughts on pro wrestling in general or life or any kind of question you have for us, now's a good time. Like any question, any comment, any statement, anything. As I'm reading these sponsors off, and after Jesse talks about what he's got going on, we will check to see if there's any last minute super chats. We'll make sure to talk about that before we get off the air. So, speaking of our sponsors, first off we have WrestleRumble.com. WrestleRumble.com, best place to be for fantasy pick'em contests for professional wrestling. There's always a lot of cash and prizes available through their contests and their raffles and all that kind of stuff. I know I've talked about it a bit before. There is not a WrestleRumble.com pick'em contest for AEW Double or Nothing, but there is going to be a large contest / giveaway coming up within the next couple months. Can't talk about it officially yet, but the prizes are insane. I've been told about the prize list, and it is insane what they're going to be. In the timing of when they're giving this stuff away too, it's all like, it's a perfect giveaway. It's so sick. I'm so excited for them to announce that. But stay up to date, and for when the information about what I'm talking about drops, you'll see it first if you're following them on Twitter. Just follow them on Twitter at WrestleRumble. WrestleRumble. And thank you once again to Matt and all the people at Wrestle Rumble for helping support the show. Also, I want to give a shout out to my brother, Brian Jensen. He is a half owner of Steel Boxing and Athletics out of Atlanta, Georgia, small boxing. If you want to get in better shape, learn self-defense, whatever it is. If you're a professional boxer, if you are an amateur, like whatever your skill level is, or even if you literally just want to lose a little bit of weight, Brian can help you with all those things. He lives in the Atlanta, Georgia area, so he can meet you in person, or he can help you remotely over the internet. Very easy to get in contact with him on Instagram at BoxingATL. That's BoxingATL. Send him a message, say, hey, heard about you from Steven and Jesse's show. I guarantee he gives you a really, 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 really good deal on whatever y'all work on.
Yes.
Yes. I mentioned in person, he can help you. This is a little bit of work with him and somebody inside of. So if you want to go meet him up in person at his gym, we've got you covered, doing some pad work. If you want to do something over the internet, this is him with one of his Parkinson's patients. He runs a Parkinson's foundation. Obviously here they're helping with motion and it obviously has a lot to do with neurological issue and stuff. So
Hand-eye coordination.
hand-eye coordination, everything. Just getting. I mean, if you have any kind of neurological issue whatsoever, Brian can help you tremendously with this stuff. He is very, very knowledgeable about the rehabilitation process for this stuff like this, or just getting you moving again. If you have a limited range of motion, or maybe some tingling in your body or something, he can help you a lot with just feeling a little bit more at ease. Maybe help your pain out a little bit, help out your range of motion. And I don't want to like misdiagnose or like anything, but I've seen firsthand some of these people who start his programs, and within like a few weeks, you see they're the way they move and the amount of pain that they're in and stuff. It's really great what he does. So he can help you with all that stuff. And I even said it before, like, he'll meet you outside if you're not comfortable going indoors.
Cash him outside.
Cash him outside. He'll help you outside if you don't want to be indoors right now. So that's a very long advertisement for my brother, but Brian Jensen, he can help you out. Hit him up on Instagram at BoxingATL.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. And lastly, shout out to Heroes and Legends. I am praying no personal information from my Facebook pops up here, other than like my name. Heroes and Legends. Oh, Ladies' Night. This is actually tonight, so great timing. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, and especially female professional wrestling, there is going to be a lot of stuff for sale live tonight at Heroes and Legends. Follow them on all social media at HL.
No, that was yesterday.
Oh, this was yesterday. Wait, did I miss that? I guess I missed it.
Yesterday, tonight.
Oh, yeah, yes. Sorry, Chad.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. That's on me. Hey, but I plug them on every show.
Yes, you do.
I'm always
Yes,
directing
you
people.
do.
I'm always directing people that way.
Yes, you are.
As a matter of fact, Chad just sent me we were talking about him earlier. I think I showed you last week. He sent me an Orange Cassidy 8x.
Yes, I loved it.
So, Heroes and Legends, great people, great deals, really easy to deal with. And this isn't the only auction, by the way. Like they do this kind of stuff all the time. This was really fun. They do like Q&As and stuff where like Francine from ECW comes on live with them as they're selling figures. She tells stories about her time in ECW and stuff like that. Like really, really cool stuff they got going on. So once again, at HL Pro Wrestling, and thank you once again to Heroes and Legends for helping out with the show. Very, very much appreciated. Oh wait, it says Thursday. That's today.
What day was it? Maybe it is.
I'm going crazy because I feel like I didn't miss that, but I could have. Wait,
maybe because they pinned it.
21st.
Okay, that was my bad. Sorry.
No, but you're right. It does say yesterday at 11 a.m. on the flyer.
Everyone, why don't you like Heroes and Legends on Facebook and go find out?
Yeah, I agree. It says right here May 21st at 8:30, unless they change the.
I would say look at the comments.
Good call. And I didn't get a notification about it either. Unless it says like.
Maybe they know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, either way, stay up to date with all their stuff on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at HL Pro Wrestling. And like Jesse said, that way you'll definitely know, because I'm a little bit confused at the moment, to be totally honest. That's everything I've got. I know we got a super chat with.
Yeah, why don't you go with that, or do you want to do it after mine? Let's do it after mine. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm assuming this is directed towards me, but you can answer this too. It is. I mean, I know I dodged the 3 male options on the last show, in favor of the 3 female options. So we'll do it to be fair, because I was gonna say something a little bit sexist, to be honest, and I'm gonna pull. I was gonna say, because you're a woman, it's not as weird for you to like that, but really it isn't. It really isn't any.
No, it's not weird.
I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like I see a lot more women that publicly talk about being with women than I see guys publicly talking about being with guys. I just see it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Because it's more.
I think it's a little more accepted by society.
Yeah,
still.
because dudes like it.
That doesn't mean there's more gay women than gay men. I just think
I wouldn't know because I'm not. I mean, I'm an ally, but I'm not. Like, I can't speak for the LGBT
either
community.
can. This is a long way of me saying the only fair way of doing this, based on how we've done it in the past, is I will answer that super chat from Gel. We thank you very much for it.
Yes.
I'll answer it in a second. If you want Jessie to answer the same question, please put 3 female superstars in a super chat, and I will make sure.
Wait, 3 male?
3 male superstars.
Okay, you said female.
Oh, did I say female? My bad. Send 3 male superstars for Jessie to answer that question for, because I did the same thing last week when you asked for the guys, so it's only fair. So I'll answer the question. Marry F kill. The options are Alexa, Renee Young, and Miss Elizabeth in her prime. I like how you specified that.
Wasn't Renee Young part of it last time, and Alexa?
Renee and Alexa both were. It was Renee, Alexa, and Mandy Rose were the options.
That's right.
And I like that he's asking it this way, because he kept, because on the last one I married Renee, I effed Alexa, and killed Mandy. And it was literally, if you remember my reasoning, it literally came down to me preferring Alexa's backside and height over Mandy. That was literally the decision maker. Because I am in no position to be like, oh, I wouldn't F Mandy Rose. Like, are you kidding me? It's me. She's gorgeous. But so I went with, on the last one, I went with marry Renee, F Alexa, kill Mandy Rose. So on this one, this one's real hard, because Miss Elizabeth, when she was with Randy Savage, especially when I was younger, she's still who I consider to be the best female valet in wrestling history.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very good looking. And she's still, like, her looks still hold up, like, to this day, as far as, like, because fashion and, like, hairstyles, everything changes so much over time. You can still look at Miss Elizabeth right now and still be like, wow, she's gorgeous, you know? So, I'm sorry, Alexa. I still marry Renee Young. I F prime Elizabeth. That sounds really bad to say because she's not around anymore. It sounds kind of screwed up. But Alexa's done. That's my answer.
Yeah, nice.
Into answering these questions. I don't think about this
Purely
outside of the show at all.
What?
So, it's weird because I'm literally just answering off the top of my head. So I'm also trying not to say anything really stupid or offensive as I'm answering these questions. But yeah, I marry Renee, I F Liz, and sorry, Alexa, you're out, ski.
Sorry, she's trying to exit out of the Skype call. No, stop it.
We'll probably be getting off here pretty soon. So if you do want a second half of that answer from Jessie, no matter who it is, if you ask that in the super chat, Jessie will answer. But as you know, to give you all time, Jessie, if you want to talk about the stuff you got going on, like plug your stuff.
Okay. Well, you can follow me, Scarlett. Don't make me go get Daddy. I'm gonna have to hold our hands. All right. What are you doing? Just be still for a second. Ready? Freeze. Okay. So, I do have a Twitter that obviously below me. That's the best way to reach me. JESSITHEBUCKEYE. Jessie the Buckeye.
Purple.
Jessi the Buckeye, and I do. The best way to contact me is on my OnlyFans. I do have an
No,
OnlyFans.
on your purple.
Cool. Yeah, on my purples. I do have some pictures with purple in them on there. If you would like to see those.
I want to see them.
No,
Mhm.
no, honey, no,
Yes.
no, you can't see those.
Just share the screen on
You're
accident.
welcome.
Yeah. That's onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. That's the same as.
They're yucky.
Yeah,
I threw mine away.
you did.
In the trash can.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Daddy came in. So it's onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye, JESSITHEBUCKEYE. Why don't you go see Daddy? Can you go see Daddy just for a second? I'm almost done. Oh, you gonna go call somebody? Ooh. Ah!
Almost fell out of my chair just then.
Nice. Anyway, so onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye. Best way to get in contact with me. I did have a few new subs last night after Dynamite, so that's really fun. I will always try to get back to your DMs as quickly as possible. It's been a little bit crazy because of quarantine, and obviously being a mom, she is very she needs my attention, and I'm always going to give that to her. She comes first. But I will.
That should always come first.
Yes.
Like, that goes without saying. Like, there should never be a complaint about that coming first. Like, over this podcast, over over OnlyFans. Like, that's good that you put that out there, because that's,
Yeah, and I'll always tell people I will always give an update. And if I haven't responded quickly, I will get on there. I will make a video. I will give you an update. Say, hey, listen, I'm here. I see you. Thank you. But my daughter comes first, and obviously with the content on OnlyFans, it's not very safe to be on my OnlyFans in front of my daughter. So that's where you can reach me, though. That's the best place to talk to me. I don't go into my Twitter DMs ever, like if ever. Only if like you say, hey, check your DMs real quick. I'll just check it. I won't even read the other ones.
I feel so lucky, Jessi. You're so untouchable, and that almost sounded so bad.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
No, I was like, you're untouchable, but I get to touch you. Which obviously isn't the case. What I mean by that is, like, I know you're a hard person to reach, but like we talk to each other all the time. So it's funny for me to think about like people trying to get a hold of you. We're just sitting there like fucking around on, like, YouTube and stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know. I was like, hey, babe, you watch
It's
the
like-
H3 vid?
Yeah. Yeah, the concept of not being able to get a hold of you is funny to me. But
Well, that's because you have my phone number.
well, yeah, it's usually not through Twitter DM.
Yeah.
But but you're a busy person, and you had a very large following of wrestling fans. Like, so it's,
I'm so thankful for that.
yeah.
Yes, I'm so thankful for that. And but yeah, you will be guaranteed a response from me if you subscribe to my OnlyFans. Guaranteed. Like, you are paying for that content, and I'm gonna make sure that you get what you think your money is worth. You're spending your hard-earned money on my subscription, and I appreciate that, and I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm not gonna like rip you off. I'm gonna make sure you're getting your money's worth. And if not, then I'll try and do something to better it. So yeah, onlyfans.com/Jessi the Buckeye, same as my Twitter handle. The link is on my Twitter, link in bio.
Do the Logan Paul double.
Yep. Link in bio.
I told you I met that guy like a couple months ago, right?
Oh my god, no way. No, you didn't. Oh, and did you see him in Vegas or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the UFC. Yeah.
That's right.
He was actually, I gotta give him credit. Like, he was I didn't talk to him long, but like, he was, I'm not a fan of his YouTube channel. I'm definitely not a fan of like the Suicide Forest and all the stuff he did in Japan and all that. Don't condone any of it. Think he's a really bad influence for most of his fan base, to be honest. He's impressionable younger.
Oh my god, he's gotten really bad too.
But I gotta give him credit for his boxing skill. He's way better at boxing than the general casual public gives him credit for. He was a very good wrestler in high school.
Ohio boys know how to throw down.
Yeah. He seems serious about trying to fight in the UFC as well. Like, he seems very serious about it.
Wow.
So I gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah.
I, as a matter of fact, when I talked to him, pretty much the only thing I told him was, I was like, dude, I was like, I think you beat KSI in that last fight. I think you got robbed. Like,
Yeah.
I meant, and I meant it. And he was like, cool as hell. He's like, yeah, bro, I feel the same way. Like, and he knocked me, and then we wound up. It was funny because we wound up getting stuck in the same place. So like,
Oh wow.
so we were talking, and then like, I wound up just walking. I was just walking next to him my whole way out of the arena. So we were next to each other for like 15 minutes, just like walking. So we're just this random small talk between me,
That's great.
Logan Paul, like as we're walking. And what was really interesting is we were in a big crowd of people, and he only got approached like maybe like 2 or 3 times by people that were like clearly in like the younger demographic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like little kids, but it was like teenagers, and and I was really surprised because of his popularity on YouTube. I couldn't believe that like there wasn't like swarms of people trying to
Right.
him like, and you know, I didn't ask for like a picture or anything, but like the people that wanted pictures with him, you could tell he was kind of like, come on, you know, I'm just trying to like be
Yeah, I'm just trying to get.
dude
Yeah.
walking around like, you know, he does, and I'm sure he's scared too. Probably every time he takes a selfie with a random person, it winds up on the internet, and there's some sort of bullshit behind it. So, anyways, this is just to say, like, I think I'm pretty, I think pretty lowly of Logan Paul in general. But my only one-on-one experience talking to the guy, he was actually very cool to me. So I do
That's great.
credit. Gotta give him that.
That's so cool.
But yeah, I don't know why we talked about that just now. You brought him up, but I don't know why.
Link in bio.
Yes, that was it. Lincoln Bio.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry.
I'm a maverick. Low gang.
Hello, gang.
You're not a Jake Pauler, are you?
No.
I go to Logan Paul school, and we beat up the Jake Paulers.
I think about that song. Is it the one with Logan where he's like the little kid's like, he's my hero?
Oh, probably. I don't even know. Like, I know some of their stuff, just like the random like oh my god.
I saw it on the H3 podcast.
Yeah, that's most of like where my knowledge of them comes from too, is like people making fun of them. They actually incorporated like link in bio like into the lyrics of it.
Yeah, link in bio. Buy that merch. Buy that.
Yeah,
merch.
that's there's the actual hook of one of the songs is that.
Link in bio.
What was the all I want for Christmas is that Jake Paul merch.
All I want for Christmas is that
Jake Paul shirt.
merch.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Gosh. Oh, then he's it's like a little kid song, and he's saying something about like
Get your parents
doesn't
credit
like him
card.
because he hit Miss Claus twice.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So bad.
It's so bad.
Bunch of 8-year-old kids that are like, what's he talking about doing to Miss Claus?
I mean, there's that whole song about I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus anyway.
Yeah, but it isn't I saw mommy boning Santa Claus.
Right?
Like Always Sunny.
Yes.
That Christmas special, Charlie. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this is so off topic, but like, might as well while we're like just bringing this up. That's one of the funniest. When people ask me what is my favorite holiday movie ever, it's the Always Sunny Christmas special.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it is the concept behind the movie is like all the characters from Always Sunny had like the most fucked up Christmas traditions, and they didn't know it. So like S&D every year, well, they knew it was fucked up, but they couldn't do anything about it. Where like every year they would tell Frank, who raised them, not actually their dad, but they didn't know. That's a whole story.
Yeah,
But-
that's.
But Frank raised Dennis and Dee, and every year at Christmas, Dennis and Dee would tell him what presents they wanted, and he would buy them for himself, like, and open them in front of his kids, like, just to be like a terrible person. And then for Charlie and for Mac, like, Mac's Christmas tradition was him, his dad, and his mom would break into neighbors' houses and steal the presents from strangers under strangers' trees. And Mac just grew up thinking that it was a tradition where you went to your neighbor's house, you took the presents from under the tree, you came home, all the presents are gone from under your tree. So that's
Right?
what it's a South Philly tradition, is what they
Yeah.
which also another South Philly tradition for them includes throwing rocks at each other near the train tracks on things.
I love that show so much.
Yeah. So Charlie's tradition growing up is he would sit on the couch over Christmas time, and two different men dressed up as Santa Claus and a midget, I shouldn't say, a little person, elf guy dressed as Santa's helper or whatever. They would come in and they would give Charlie gifts as they came into his house, which usually included like glue that he would huff and stuff like that. So he's just getting these weird quote unquote presents. So he's basically a little kid getting high on his couch as his mom is just getting a train by all these guys dressed as Santa Claus and these little people as elves. But his mom's just getting plowed in the house as he's just
I love that episode so much.
So when it was so that's what I default think to when you're like,
Yeah. When you think of
Mrs.
when
Claus
you think
hit
of
it
Santa
twice.
Claus getting phoned, you think of
right. This is quickly become the most garbage podcast in the history of podcasts.
You know what? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Audio version of this should be available on my podcast feed, by the way, Fight Talk. So if you want to hear an audio version of this, that'll be available probably like sometime tomorrow. I'll probably take the rest of the day off.
Yeah.
Upload it sometime tomorrow. So keep an eye on your out for that. If you're listening audio only, we appreciate that, and I appreciate you listening up to this point. If you're listening audio only, because you couldn't see me doing the things I was doing earlier, so you don't even know what we were talking about. So jokes.
You can't see what I'm doing right now.
Subscribe on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, what Jesse's doing right now. Ooh,
Oh my god, you guys.
you can't even imagine what Jesse's doing
Unreal.
right now. For those of you who can't see this on YouTube and watching audio only, you do not want to miss it because the things you're missing right now. This is a woman with like a large OnlyFans following.
Yes.
And very, very good looking, attractive blonde, like the things she's doing on camera right now, you gotta subscribe on YouTube to see these things. So that's YouTube. Just search the words Jessi Davin and subscribe.
Oh god.
If you're listening audio only. That's all I've got. You got anything else before we get out of here?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. See y'all later. Enjoy Double or Nothing. We'll be back
Yeah.
Sunday or Monday to review the show. Make sure you're following me at FightTalk_ on Twitter, Jesse at Jesse the Buckeye on Twitter, and we will see y'all on the next chat.
Bye.